Hey guys, so today I am going to continue on my Neptune series and discuss a placement that actually really makes me excited. Neptune in your 8th house. What does that mean? It's awesome actually what that means. With Neptune, this is not like the planet of like spiritualism, fog, confusion, gullibility, dreams. Pretty much Neptune in your 8th house. Because the 8th house is such a psychic house as it is, it rules like some pretty dark shit. I love the 8th house personally because I am like very 8th house strong. I have Chiron in my 8th and I'm a Scorpio, or I'm Scorpio moon and a Scorpio rising. So I'm not scared to venture into that realm of life, but a lot of people are. And if you have Neptune in your 8th, I'm probably friends with you. Or I would be. With Neptune in your 8th house, you would probably attract a lot of Scorpios, actually. You would get along really well with them because you would be very comfortable with undercurrents. You would be the kind of person that could like walk into a setting and like see through everybody, like see all of their true intentions and like see exactly who they were for who they were. And yeah, you would be pretty creepy to be around, but don't worry, I get it. I have telepath in it's an asteroid that rules telepathy in my 8th house. So I completely understand what it's like to always know things. As a child, that could definitely like get the better of you because you would probably feel very uncomfortable a lot just because it is such a psychically receptive house. Like with Neptune in your 8th, like you're dealing with topics like sex and like shared resources, but like taboo stuff and like occult stuff. It's a very, very psychic house, but more of like a darker nature. Like the 12th house, if you look at that's like another very, very psychic house. That's more so like subconscious stuff as it's ruled by like Pisces. So it's more like dreamy stuff and like spiritual realms that are like more of a happier place. Like I guess if you looked at, which I don't even want to say this necessarily, but like if you were to look at the 12th and the 8th house, I would look at the 12th house more as heavenly and the 8th house more like hell, but not really. I mean, yes and no. The 12th house still has a lot of major implications as well that are not fun to deal with, especially because it's the house of undoing. But still, I mean, it's a very, very, very psychic placement. For you to have Neptune in your 8th house, you would be somebody that like potentially could have like interactions with like the other side. Like I know one of my friends who has this placement, she was like astral traveling and stuff when she was a kid. It's like you're just very, very receptive. Which in Neptune, you can say like Neptune in the 8th definitely would be like this, but so would even Pisces in the 8th. Or like a Pisces sun in the 8th house. Anybody with those placements, you're going to attract a lot of Scorpios into your life, and you guys are going to be good friends because you're both going to see like the darker sides of life. I guess maybe just very plutonic people. That's a good way to put it. But still, it's not going to scare you probably. You're going to like venture in there with gullibility and just make sure you take a light with you, okay? Flashlight. But if you're anywhere, I mean, if there's a child with this placement, I would definitely like watch out for that child a little bit. But like anybody with like or over the age of like 20, you're going to be used to it by then. Just the damage is already done. But I can't say it would be damaging necessarily. It's just you are going to be very, very, very receptive, very psychic, very intuitive, and see a lot of things that a lot of people can't see. And you might say things and like piss people off and like, yeah, it's might get you in trouble. But the 8th house of the birth chart, although it is like a pretty scary realm, like having Neptune there is kind of a nicer, it kind of softens it up a little bit. It's kind of like a little bit of like cake cake to add to a not it's like bringing cake to a funeral. Oh my god, it's a horrible way of putting that, but seriously though, that's probably the only way that I can actually explain that. It's like the funeral really sucks, but you've got cake, and a really good cake, like one that you get from a bakery, like a really delicious cake. So yeah, that would be Neptune in the 8th house in a nutshell. You're going to be treading in dark waters, but you're going to probably do so in a very dreamy manner, so it is going to make it probably easier. You just have to make sure that you keep yourself safe. If you have Neptune in the 8th house, like, just because it is such a dark realm with like taboo topics and like shared resources being like money that you share with others, like either that be your spouse or like even other people like investors and stuff like that. So you just want to make sure you keep yourself safe in those areas. Like don't get yourself in trouble. Don't run towards the darkness if you're not prepared for it or can't keep yourself protected. It's a good way to put it. And don't be silly. Try to see things as realistically as possible because Neptune does cause a lot of fog. So you want to try to like make sure you, whoa, I couldn't breathe there for a second. Make sure, maybe that was some channeling that I was doing right there. Make sure you're dusting off your rose-colored glasses and like seeing things clearly in a dark area, even if it is scary. So yeah, that's Neptune in the 8th house for you.